Welcome guys, hello everyone, happy weekend, happy Saturday. How is everyone doing? How was your trading week? Welcome to another live stream. Welcome to Pedro FS. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. I go live 2 times a week, Saturdays and Tuesdays. And on Saturdays, usually we do the weekly analysis, right? So we take a look at the different assets that I usually trade. Between Forex, indices, S&P, Nasdaq usually. And yeah, some commodities, including oil, and gold. And then BTC and Ethereum, just in crypto. So if you have anything, any key level that you'd like to look at, please comment on the comments. Share with us. We'll take a look into it. That's basically the goal of this stream. So yeah, feel free to be part of it. I always start with dollar index. The reason for that is because I like how the correlation and how important it is then to look at the individual currency pairs. We even take a look at the euro index and the yen index as well. So yes, I do like to look at correlation between different assets to make decisions. Those are kind of, let's call it, my indicators, since I don't use any indicators at all on my charts. Yep, so here we are, week quite kind of predictable. After the week before that, we had all those decisions from the central bankers, FOMC, BOE, and the ECB, and still NFP to conclude the previous Friday, not last one. And then last week, there was basically no big news events, right? So expecting a little bit of a range. It was almost something that you could have predicted. And it's normal as well, especially if you are if this low that was created last almost 10 days ago, if this low is actually about to hold and kind of become now the new low for the near future, maybe for the next couple of weeks or even a month or so, it's normal to have this kind of behavior, right? So we had all this range on the dollar. We waited and waited and waited until the dollar finally broke all these lows and the low on the left side, until finally the reverse occurred, right? So as I mentioned last Saturday, last Tuesday, there were 2 or 3 levels that prices we could go and react to in order to continue maybe to the upside. One of them was maybe the line in this. If you draw an horizontal line in alignment with these lows, maybe you could have eventually find an opportunity, try to look for an opportunity on the right side of it, which kind of occurred already in here. And this was the NFP, and price went higher. Second zone and the most extreme one, right? Maybe some kind of test to the lows. There's maybe some space between now this low that is created in here, maybe actually the first origin of this move to the upside. So this is usually a bit more for the extremes, and the price may take time to go here. And the other one, it will be kind of the upper edge of this consolidation that we had in here, right? So one thing are the lows, and then it will be the highs, which is kind of where the index now reacted from. We had a little bit of destruction in here. This demand zone, it was in alignment with these previous highs, and that's basically where the low reacted from. And something that I would like to see, or that usually happens around these structures, is something like that, right? As I mentioned, I think last week, a little bit of structure to be created before maybe we kind of take those lows and then maybe continue to the upside. And maybe that's happened already with these lows in here, right? So dollar index managed to respect something in here in the beginning of the week. Price went a little bit higher, and then finally we had this fast move down and reversal. Basically, price already even picked up. If you continue with that horizontal line to the right side, basically this was already kind of went there and to take those orders as well. And maybe you can see the dollar continue to move higher. Now, yes, price is reacting actually from a good level, It's kind of this small Quasimodo level. This was respected already in the other individual currency pairs for a while. This was the movement created last Tuesday when Sherpa was in that conference. Euro, for example, already broke these highs, right? Euro already broke these highs created in here on the 7th of February. Dollar index hasn't really done that just yet. So let's see if the tendency is going to see dollar index to continue to move higher. I'm expecting dollar index to go higher. I'm looking for this range for now, with the potential to be even a bigger range. If you actually zoom out, there's potential to go even higher. But for now, at least to retest this drop that occurred during the last 6th of January, during the last NFP data. Now, in terms of is this enough? Has the wall already reacted from a good level? Is there here kind of enough manipulation for price to now continue to move upwards? Maybe it is, or price will just continue to maybe retrace one more time, maybe get even a little bit closer to here. We'll see. But I'll be okay if dollar index would at this point just continue to go higher. We managed to create this triple bottom in here, and then we created a fake out. So that's that can be good enough. You see now, dollar index continue to go higher. Of course, aside from that, we still have this extreme in here. Or you can even just take the highs one more time, continue to show indication that want to go higher, maybe go all the way down, maybe now fake out this one, now maybe go somewhere in here, and then continue to go to the upside. This is a little bit the type of moves that are created in a second leg. I call it kind of second leg, right? We have the first low, and then kind of in creation in here until price finally goes and starts at that move. There's a little bit of consolidation here, price breaking a little bit, few highs, lows, until maybe price continues. The price continues to go higher. Something normal to happen. If you were aware of that for this week, you can adjust a little bit the type of opportunities that you look in the market based on that, or expectations in terms of targets, at least can be done. So that's for the dollar index. Overall, yes, there's maybe even a potential to go and look at this range altogether. There's still a lot of things to do until price even considers to go there. Yes, this value in here can still hold with the price. There's something in here as well that can do that. So let's see if we actually get closer to these highs. I'm expecting already price eventually to take these highs in there. But let's see. And yes, there's still maybe something underneath that can eventually hold price and push price to the upside. So yeah, that's basically for the dollar. Let's see how it's going to behave next week. So next week we have the CPI on Tuesday. Let's see how important CPI still is at this moment. So yeah, NFP, it looks like it has been again since in January, when on the NFP day we had that big drop, and now in February NFP we had this big rally. NFP looks like it's regaining again its power in terms of data releases, which hasn't been the case for the last couple of years. Ooh, still drinking my morning coffee, guys. So yeah, NFP and CPI, right? Let's see how important CPI, which was the main indicator, main data that came out last year. Anytime it was coming out, it was big. We saw big movements. At this point, it's kind of losing a little bit its power, but it's still important, right? There's still the indecision about more hikes, and how many more hikes are going to have, and for how long are they going to stay at the high rates. Yeah, dollar index, basically that's it. Maybe on Monday we are going to open, and price may even maybe react straight from here, or can just go a little bit higher and can have some kind of movement to the downside. Still looking a little bit in there. Yep, let's see. There's a potential for still looking for some shorts in here on the dollar without breaking new high. Eventually I'm expecting this high to be taken in there, and for price to eventually continue to go higher. S&P. Right, so S&P at this point, again, moved to the downside on in the indices. We had this strong trend line in here. S&P is reacting from a good level in there. As I mentioned, I would even like to see S&P going slightly higher, but for now, it's a valid zone where it's reacting from. We just took this trend line in here, maybe start showing indication that maybe price wants to go a little bit lower. I don't really use trend lines too much on my analysis, but it's something that I like to keep an eye on. Not exactly to trade situation as you break a trend line expecting price to go down, but just to try to see as well more ways of manipulation or liquidity to find in the market. We are reacting still from this demand, so this demand is still there. There's maybe some good opportunities to sell around these highs, and yeah, maybe a little bit more room to the upside. Make it look like these highs are a holding price until eventually maybe we have the fake out of everything in here, and after that maybe we can have that drop on the indices. So let's see if we're going to create a new high in here. We're going to kind of respect something in here, or maybe just respect the trend line and go down. Maybe that can happen as well. Eventually, maybe we can fill out this range. Started from these lows and continue to go a little bit lower. But yeah, favorite zone, it will be still a little bit closer to the extremes, or even the potential to fake out this high. As I mentioned, the supply on the left side is still fresh above those highs. So yeah, S&P, that's basically what I am looking for. Maybe can even use this left shoulder in here. Yeah, maybe from this extreme there's still something. Yeah, maybe something in there can still be used, so keeping an eye on that one as well. There's maybe more opportunities to go down here now in this compression to the upside. Yeah, so let's see how price is going to behave around this level. But yes, this was a small quasi model created in there, so there's maybe still more shorts in here, and yeah, then eventually we can break to the upside, and yeah, keeping an eye on this one all the way to the lows. Could be something to happen. Nasdaq, a bit similar, right? So Nasdaq hasn't really reacted from the demand yet, but it's reacting a little bit from this previous level of resistance. My PC is lagging for some reason. Yeah, we do still have this level in here. Nasdaq also broke this trend line, this upper trend line. Another one, this actually, it was interesting. I actually pay attention to some intraday levels to look for a trade. This actually was the setup, the opportunity on S&P and Nasdaq, or an opportunity to look for a sell in there, and it's about the correlation and the zones and which ones are getting picked up first and later. Actually, let's take a look into it. We had this beautiful level in here created Wednesday. So we have those highs, right? We start reversing, and we have this beautiful decision point created in here, right? This zone, kind of Quasimodo with the supply, whatever it may be. We create this low, right? We go up really quickly and we drop again really fast, right? And usually in here, this becomes a really interesting zone to look for. To look for a sell. That specific zone, it's one of my favorite to try to attempt to look for a sell opportunity. And we also had broken this low, if I'm not mistaken, in there, so indicating that price most likely wants to continue to go lower. So this in here, we have even these left shoulders as well. So this becomes really interesting. Now, and Nasdaq took the order straight away on the way down on the 8th of February, right? And the way down, Nasdaq went there, took the orders and dropped. However, S&P didn't do that. S&P dropped without taking those orders, and it went down and then retraced. Since Nasdaq already reacted from there, from the extreme, all these orders kind of the extreme of the move. And then the next level destination for Nasdaq, you can start looking for the zone below that, right? Because the orders in here at this level have been picked up, so there's no need for price to go there again. You can start looking for the next one. Where is the next one? It will be straight away in here. We have the supply has been taken. Now we have this left shoulder in there, and it kind of that's the new level that you can start looking for, maybe for some opportunities. Again, good approach. Price went down. There you go. Another move like this. But yes, my attention was this one. I actually noticed that on S&P, this level in here was still fresh, was left behind from the 8th. And this was kind of the opportunity afterwards, right? So this is the level. As you can see, you can even compare it. Yeah, can you see that we had this high and price never really on the retracing here, never really made another high. Yep, so we had this high and price in here never really created that extra high to actually go into the supply level. On S&P, price never really did that, right? So price created this high, and kind of instead of going there then dropping, nope, didn't do that. Actually, it just stayed underneath and it dropped. Therefore, these orders kind of were left behind, or at least expecting another fake out or above this high, something to look for. And that's kind of what actually I was looking for on the S&P. And then the PA in here as well, really nicely done. And you can try to look for that sell and another break, important break of a point here, opening space to go down. But it's just to see when we are in this kind of correlated pairs or assets, to pay attention to the levels that are picked up or the ones that are still fresh. And based on that, maybe you can find opportunities on the other ones that haven't been picked up yet. Yep, you can have kind to do that. You can use the information from the different pairs when they are super correlated to try to find out some opportunities in there or some clues. For example, maybe one of them broke a low, the other one didn't really broke that low, but maybe you can use that information of the break of a low on one side as a confirmation that maybe price wants to go a little bit farther down on where they are as well, in the bigger picture, and so on and so forth. So there are different types of information that you can gather when you're looking at correlated pairs and type of opportunities you can see in there. Second, S&P, Nasdaq. So yeah, Nasdaq a little bit more of the same. I can see a little bit more move to the upside eventually. Not sure if this is the final destination from this rally that we're having here. I would like to see price maybe going and getting a little bit higher. Again, Nasdaq is lagging comparing with with the S&P. S&P is already reacting from this high in here at the end of August, while S&P and while Nasdaq now is just reacting from here. Kind of just took this one. So it's a little bit maybe more room to the upside. Let's see how price is going to react from around this level. It looks like kind of a little bit of a good level with some structure. We had all these highs in here that was faked out. It's kind of a Quasimodo in the moment that can become an inverted Quasimodo as a trend continuation setup. So let's see what kind of approach we are going to have in here. There's maybe some good opportunities to look for a move upwards on the Nasdaq from this level. Yep, especially now that maybe some people are starting to seem bearish, maybe because we just broke this upper trend line, so they may start become bearish, which is a good time then maybe to look for longs and maybe at least retest those highs from there. Something to look at on the Nasdaq in that in this moment. The Dow continues its marathon of this ranging market and ranging behavior. Still managing to respect these highs in here. Let's see for how long. It has been touched for so many times, but we managed yesterday. We finally managed to break these walls. All right, so it may have opened a little bit the door to go a little bit further down. Maybe can go all the way until here. Let's see from where, right? We have indeed created way too many highs in here. Not a big fan of that. Let's see if price just do this, or price even just respects now this previous level of support, can work as resistance, or are going to finally fake out all these highs, maybe getting a little bit closer to that level before a turn to the downside. Mentioned way too many times already. I'm looking a little bit more for this range in here on the Dow eventually to move forward, right? So it has been the indices, from the indices, the one that have been a little bit more bearish. S&P and Nasdaq, I wouldn't mind to see and continue to go a little bit higher. Now there's still, of course, a zone even above this high that I'm talking about. In here, price can even go a little bit higher, maybe closer to that level before the turn, and then even the favorite could be somewhere in there. Yep, somewhere in here could be a good level eventually for price to go to. Maybe this one has been maybe already picked up by this one. This one may be still fresh, so I'm not sure if I should consider all this as compressed, because there's maybe still orders at around this level in here that high never really got to. Yeah, I think there's maybe still some orders above this high that price can still react from, but eventually price could go into this decision point in here that you guys can see in alignment with these lows in there. Yep, something in there, and then this one already was picked up by that one. Then this eventually is the higher high. If you do get there, expecting a new higher high, I think can be reasonable. This is the all-time high, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, but a long time until we even try to get there. Let's see how price still managed to behave around here. And the DAX, we can take a look at it as well. It's approaching a really interesting level. So if you're looking for big reversals, at this point it's reacting from underneath this low right now. You can even use this one, drag it in there. So this is where it's reacting from at this point, right? So it just took all these highs and this middle range highs in here. Let's actually take a look at where it's reacting at this point. It's a really good level. On the 4-hour time frame, right? So we had all this high, that high, and we have this one as well. This blue candle and then the red candle. We can see there are some wicks in there. For sure, there are something in there, and the price could fake out, and that's basically where it reacted now. And nevertheless, maybe the next good level could be somewhere just above that one. Right, we broke this low. It's kind of an important low, so we had these lows in here, we broke them, and then price retraced. And I'm not sure if this high in here managed to retrace out the way back where it should, which is maybe this level in here. We did took these highs, so that's maybe enough to create the liquidity that it created. So maybe that will be enough in there. However, there's maybe a little bit more room to the upside, and that's actually my favorite zone at this point. It will be for price to break out that level and to get closer to there in here. That's kind of what I'll be looking for. This doesn't stay. What am I doing? Yeah, to go somewhere in there, right? So this high kind of in theory should have gone there. It didn't. So I would like to see actually going there, but for now, even in the lower time frame, there's maybe something in there. Actually, I would like to investigate that. If trading view then takes so long to navigate from one side to the other. Yep, looking at this daily time frame, it's even more clear. We just took these highs in here, which is okay, but overall, even going a little bit higher, I think that will be even better. React from something in there, and then turn quite nicely. At this point, we may be creating this kind of compression on the way up. We may started already with break of this level, go upwards, compress. Now we just took, if I'm not mistaken, we just took these lows. So let's see if it takes now some kind of this demand zone and then kind of reverses and goes a little bit higher again, and eventually you could do that. Would kind of take that highs, react from that level, and maybe turn. Yep. First of all, this low in here can be the first zone. Look for with the potential to go eventually, of course, react from something more in here, or even go all the way down. So let's see on the DAX what we are going to do. But nice little zone just above this high, nice reaction. Yeah, my favorite is still a little bit above it, and can be a big reversal from there. We can see that basically after we took this high, after we took that low, price retraced, created this high, and after that it just dropped, right? Dropped all the way until this low. So yeah, it's quite an important high that if you do take it, there's maybe some good retracement to occur in there. I'll try to go check it in a bit. Now there's maybe even a few more opportunities to even look for sales still underneath this level, right? So we just literally took the lows, as you can see. We took all these lows in here. So we kind of opened the door a little bit more to the upside. Yeah, more room to the downside, but yeah, maybe a good opportunity on the DAX to start looking for potential big reversals. Another one that we pay attention to, as I mentioned, Euro Index, and there you go, right? So the turn, it's happening on the Euro again. It now started, or it finally price reached one of the levels that we've been talking about for the last couple of months. I think even when price finally broke this high, that we were looking for price to go higher, and I think that was the first time that I even mentioned the potential of price going all the way until this next level in here. Of course, there are a few other levels in between that price could react from, and actually reacted and put this high in there, but eventually to go and react from this next zone in there, and that's exactly what price did. Price went there, it coincided with the move on the ECB press conference. It's something that is happening looking for sales on the euro during the ECB. And here we are now, right? So finally, price reacted a little bit of a range to fight this battle between this the previous highs and the new level that was created in there. And finally, we move to the downside. And as I mentioned, the first zone that I'm looking for, is this low, right? We already took a little bit these lows, so I'm looking for the euro to go all the way at least until here, with the potential, of course, to continue to go even farther down after that. But yes, when you do find these small breaks of the lows in there, eventually when price turns, that can be quite naturally one target to look for, or to expect price to go all the way there. It may take some time. It's not going to be just in a straight line, most likely. There can be some bounces in here. Price fought a little bit between around these lows. It finally broke through yesterday, and we have the continuation to downside. There's even the potential to eventually retrace a little bit, even just from there, or go somewhere in there as well, before then continue to go lower. But yeah, that's finally the euro index moving down, and a little bit in alignment as well with the euro dollar that also created a higher high on the same day, on the same time with the ECB press conference. So yes, a little bit more room to downside on the euro. That's what I'm expecting on this euro index. Let's see what kind of moves or opportunities it's going to create, maybe to look for sales. And as I mentioned, target could be that low before even breaking these highs. At the yen has been a little bit volatile this week, because most likely they have found the news. Bank of Japan, the new governor of the Bank of Japan. There's been a lot of discussions this week about who's going to be the successor of the governor that has been there for the last 10 years, and it finished his tenure in April. And we have seen a lot of volatility, and interesting enough, price just reacted from the level that we have been talking about, from that demand zone, reversed, and now it's kind of reacting from that supply. So it's still within this bigger range that it is coming back alive, the yen, after so many days within this smaller range in here. At least we are in a little bit of a bigger range. So let's see what's going to happen on the end. Which direction are we going to finally break? So one of the zones that I was looking for, which was this level, that has been touched already, so it has been reacted. There's maybe even something underneath this low that can still be used. And here, maybe the alignment without these lows on the left side. Aside from that, let's see what's next. Are we going to break the lows? Are we going to retest a little bit more to the upside? Personally, I do think that eventually we could do that, because this size didn't really react from anything interesting on the left side, so I could see price going a little bit higher, but let's see from where. So far, nice reaction from that level in there. Yeah, so let's take a look now at the major individual currency pairs that I usually look for. So yeah, let's start with the euro. As I mentioned, euro has broken that same level that dollar index hasn't broken yet. Euro has reacted a little bit from that same structure that was created last Tuesday, slightly. Euro that didn't really manage to break this high, so this is a little bit the extreme of created in here. So we never managed to break these highs. That's why after euro reacted and respected the daily size on the left side, I was no longer looking for this low hold as price was moving to the downside. Yeah, yesterday it's just a complete bearish move. It started in this afternoon, last Thursday afternoon, in there. So nice move to the downside. Again, similar to the dollar, this middle range in here, we created some level of structure before, and then we kind of do that. We kind of had that fake out happening in here, right? So we created a little bit of this structure with this high, another one on the DXY was actually a little bit more precise, the double O's, until finally price reversed. So this is what we have. This is what we have now in here on the euro. There's maybe still orders to eventually go there and collect at the line with this zone, even at the highs maybe. That price and the euro can go to, but we managed to break this wall. So a little bit more continuation to the downside. Again, as target, I'm still looking for price to go, maybe go and retest this level in here from the 6th of January. We are going to see in a bit and compare. Yeah, we're going to see in a bit on the pounds. The price has been a little bit more to the downside, so that's why maybe on the pound we can maybe still expect these lows that were created this week maybe to hold for a little bit more, even though there's still more room on the pound to go and to move further down. Yes, on the euro. So we are in here. It was a nice zone where the price initially reacted from. Looking for the euro to continue to move a little bit further down. Need to look for actually some zones in here where maybe price can go and react from. Maybe all these can be taken, or maybe a little bit from this demand zone a little bit and price go higher. We have this previous level of structure in here that maybe price should have respected on the way up, and it didn't. So yeah, maybe investigate a little bit within that level to see where can be some opportunities. Actually delete this level in here. Yeah, we do have these lows in here. Price went down a little bit. It reacted a little bit from there. Maybe there's something in there. A lot of spikes already occurring in that level. Hey Faden, welcome in. Something in there maybe. 10621. Not exactly my favorite. I prefer more extremes, but let's see how price is going to move and react on the opening. Again, dollar index may still react a little bit from the highs, which kind of would force Europe maybe find some next level of support close to where it is at this point. We took the low, but we haven't really taken out the structure in here. But yeah, maybe something in there can be found on the euro. Yeah, not exactly my favorite levels. Are you selling at 0.720? We should have sold where you told me to. That price would react, right? You basically pinpoint to the pip. You mentioned the zone almost to the pip. This 10790, where the high reacted from. So now the next level is 0.720. 0.720, which is somewhere in here. Yep, I do like that. Something in here, right? It could be the base of this. be, yeah, why not? Take this out the structure, go a little bit higher and go for it. This one in here maybe has been already all spiked. There's maybe even something at the highs the price could use. Price took this level quite nicely yesterday. Maybe. Yeah, on the euro now is I'm still a little bit bearish, not a little bit, I'm still bearish now after the finally return to the downside. Question mark is now what kind of movements are you going to have still in this middle range, right? We are still in this kind of middle situation. Something in there. Yeah, this is why I had that level. I kind of still like this level, just underneath these lows. I'm going to be looking for something in there that could be used for price to reverse a little bit to the upside. So let's see if that happens. This low is kind of the beginning of this new compression upwards. Yep. Yeah, the highs were good, right? Yeah, so again, are you going to just continue to move to the upside, not to the upside, to the downside, gain the momentum, or are you going to find some kind of range still around this level? Right, that could be an option, like similar to this. That price kind of, even after breaking some kind of highs, it's still ranging in between. So this is kind of the movement that I'm looking for price to create right now, right? We had the strong move upwards. Usually the move may not be as strong as this. Then you have a little bit of a continuation, but then eventually we start creating some ranges, right? So we had something like this. Price kind of went all the way down, kind of, okay, confirmed. Let's pretend that this is the one. So let's see if we don't start having this kind of moves of price going up and down, up and down, up and down, taking the extremes, maybe creating some kind of manipulation, taking the lows, and then reversing again, right? So maybe you can have a little bit of a range in between this level before maybe the euro eventually goes to the downside. Now the destination that I'm looking for this move eventually is to tend to go down. That doesn't mean that price cannot really even go higher, even take these highs again, maybe react from something in there, and then finally move down, right? So again, if this is something that may occur, this kind of middle ranges in here, so maybe that's the type of opportunities that you can try to look for, instead of just blindly maybe expect price to go down. 0645, 0645. Somewhere in here. Yeah, I think somewhere in here. Kind of looking at somehow at the same levels. Yep. Yeah, that could occur. We can see that this level actually has been touched so many times. That can be interesting. This is the level 065, 0645. Yeah, something around there. It's going to be interesting to see now. Are you going to just, question mark is, are you going to resume the momentum to the downside, or are you going to start having this kind of moves with price kind of ranging in a bigger scale, but maybe ranging and going up and down? Try to find out maybe where are those opportunities or fresh orders in here, and maybe can have those kind of setups in there. So that's basically for the euro what I'm looking for. Yep. Pound. Interesting enough. So as I mentioned, pound already moved way lower than the euro, comparing if you look at the same levels, right, from the 6th of January all the way to the highs. Euro is still kind of bouncing somewhere in here, and pound went way lower and really close to this structure in here, right? So at the same time, euro this week already broke the low from the 7th of February, and pound is just halfway through there, which actually is reacting now from a potential good zone in here. This demand zone, the base of it was reacted, or price reacted already from the base of this demand, but not exactly from the extreme of the level. So let's see. It end up the week kind of reacting a little bit from that level. Yeah, if this was not the end of the week, maybe I would be a little bit more positive in looking for maybe some reversals in there. But since this was how the week ended, maybe a little bit more room to the downside, and price may actually feel all this until here, until this low, and maybe after that we can have some kind of reversal. It was a nice reaction on the pound. It didn't really took the high in here, but it reacted nicely from this previous demand that should have respected price to the upside. It didn't, so it reversed in there. Nice approach as well. It created a little bit more of a structure in here, way too many highs for my liking, but then it ended up moving lower and reversing. Yep, nice little zone in there that was kind of still fresh, and then price reacted from there. This yesterday, and I already took these walls, right? So this walls could be one of the targets as well to look for in there. So yeah, a little bit more room to the downside, yes or no? I do actually like a little bit that level. Let's just investigate in here a little bit underneath if there's anything that you can use. What are you looking on the pound, Faden? I think you mentioned some levels yesterday. I don't remember now. Yeah, of course, we can even go a little bit lower in here, really close to that level. So we are reacting somewhere in there. Maybe this was already a breakdown. Yeah, maybe price can just took everything in here, go a little bit lower to that level. We have this left shoulder, basically that has been taken already by the spike, so a little bit weaker in there. Are we going to have all this retracement to the downside? Question mark. There may be something in here still to be used. Oh, this looks like it has been taken. That one as well a little bit. Yeah, maybe still at this demand zone in there. Let's have a proper look. Yeah, this level still looks good. Price is reacting somewhere from here. This already took this low. Is this something important? I'm not sure. This one in here, something? Maybe. Doing 2094. That's for sales for sure. Not sure for buys yet, to be honest. If you go lower than the current lows. Yeah. Eventually I want to see price still going lower, because it didn't really reacted from the extreme on the left side. But I think there could be a chance to look for some reversals in here even before getting there. Yeah, again, some kind of level of structure created in here. Price could eventually even go a little bit higher. Yep, I'm not sure about this one. Let's see how the price is going to open. I'm not sure if this level in here is not going to be taken. Yeah, looking at this bigger picture, how this looks will be taken, and then maybe the next level could be in there. Yeah, not really sure. Again, similar story. I'm looking for price to go still a little bit lower, but I think price could respect something in here, and price could go higher before it actually navigate to the downside. So that's a little bit what I may be looking for. It's a little bit, it's not as clear. So let's see how price is going to react from these extremes and how it's going to open straight away already at the beginning of the week. And for sales, I mentioned 2094, right? 2020. $20.94, somewhere in here. Yeah, all this looks compressed on the way down already. I'm in here, so price could go a little bit higher, and this is kind of where you're looking for. Yeah, maybe. Price reacted from there. And surely the high end up reacting from the extreme. Yeah, those highs, that's where I got short in there. Maybe still something even in there. Yeah, it's a very tricky point. I'll need more information. I want to see how price is going to move away from this level. If I do see some highs being broken, maybe then I can start looking for longs. Yeah, let's see. Let's see how price is going to move. A little bit tricky. Aussie, what do you have on the Aussie? What do we have on the same token? Since we are looking at the pound, you can take a look a little bit of the euro pound to try to see as well when maybe it's going to turn. Yep, maybe there's some correlation to going on in here. We have this bearish trend line. Maybe price can go a little bit lower. Wait, wrong button. Yeah, nice reaction from there, a little bit nice reaction from there, and eventually could go a little bit lower. It's reacting from the extreme in here. Let's see as well what's going to happen in there. Aussie, what we have on the Aussie, alright? So Aussie, we broke that level in here, again some structure, and then expecting some kind of fake out and price dropping. I could see price, or I'd like to see actually price going a little bit higher. So let's see. And one side, this for me is a complete engulf to the downside. So this information, I'm expecting Aussie to go down. We literally took these lows. So bigger picture, downside. Right? I'm expecting literally price to break these lows before going all the way back and take these highs. Question mark is, are you going to now just continue to go lower? And this is the high enough for price now to continue to go down and break it. We did kind of broke this level in here as well, maybe indicating that it wants to go a little bit higher towards this level. So you can be in this indecision of maybe price kind of still going higher before going down. So let's see if that's going to happen. We do have a little bit of a zone then underneath, kind of similar scenario, still looking at kind of the same type of targets between around this 6th of January during the last NFP. I don't even know why this is so large in here, also to the right side. Yes, so let's see what's going to happen. Overall, still bearish. I would have preferred to see price going a little bit higher in there. It's okay, I can create some kind of structure in here. Need to create some highs close to this level if it's about to turn. There's actually a small zone in there that I would like to see price going and reacting to. If you can actually talk about that, which is which is this level, right? So second, so on 1 minute, in reality, price dropped, it retraced, and then it continued to downside, right? So in reality, price never even broke this this high yet. Now we did broke all these highs in here, but it didn't really broke above this level. This would really kind of tell us that price would go higher, but maybe this is enough and price may go higher. So this is the other one. This was during the last NFP. Prices dropped in here, but it left this little zone above it. It doesn't look like this high has reacted from there. I would actually like to see price eventually faking out this high, reacting from there, and then starting to move forward from there. So we have this supply and we have the other one just above it. Since the one above it was left behind during the NFP, that's where I would like to see eventually price going to and looking for a sell in there. Yep, whenever that may be. Next week, in 2 weeks from now, I don't know when it's going to happen, but yes, instead of price reacting from here or having some kind of reaction initially, but then going a little bit higher into that level. If you do break above this level, then almost all of it in here looks compressed and price can eventually go retest the next level, and the extreme as well is still fresh in there. By any chance, if you're looking for any longs, so you managed to break those highs as I mentioned. If you're looking for any longs, maybe the retest of something in here, it could happen. We had this fast spike in here. The way price moved away from these lows, nothing sure if there's still something in here that can hold price. Price kind of spiked that level. Not sure. The way price moved away, it looks a little bit compressed to me. Just a little bit of the extreme, but price kind of already reacted from there. So yeah, if you do move and if you do get closer to these lows, just check different time frame. Yeah, there's maybe still this one in here. Actually, just move this one down. There's maybe still something in here. That price could still fake out this low in here, or there's even something in there as well. Price could maybe take this low and then reverse. So that could still be a possibility if by any chance this Aussie wants to reverse from here. We do have kind of a little bit of this left shoulder could be used and kind of fill the range between also that we had before. So the same distance of a move that we created from this low, from this high all the way to this low, maybe can have that symmetry move to the opposite side and doing that. So let's see, maybe there's still a chance to look for a long below that level. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, something to keep an eye on. But again, bigger picture, move to the downside. That's kind of what I'm looking for. And there's even maybe potential to look for another sell in there on the Aussie. Yeah, this one just touched the base of it, didn't really got to the close to the extreme. A few levels in here to look for nice reaction as well after taking all this compression. It was fresh and price just dropped. Took slightly low. Yeah, I'm expecting price to go down, not really react from here again. This level in here has been kind of touched already a few times. Looking for price to go and react maybe a little bit lower on the Aussie. Yeah, so as I mentioned, bigger picture down, but meanwhile can actually go higher first. And it was that supply that I mentioned. Yeah, that's the Aussie. The yen pairs. Yep, yen pairs again are quite similar. We did managed to break that high in there. That may be seen a little bit as an engulf upwards. Just took this point here, and then price the yen has been just spiking a lot in here. Actually, interesting enough, it reacted quite nicely from the supply that was left behind initially by this by these highs. These highs didn't really react from there. Then it reacted from here and it dropped. But this level in here was actually still fresh, and price eventually went there and reacted from. I still like this level. I could see price reacting from here. At this point, it's reacting from something in here. I don't like this level on the end. It's 131,730, something like that. We did manage to break this slightly this low, which it's interesting always. Slightly fake out or engulf of a zone. Maybe can read or indicate that price may wants to go a little bit lower. There's maybe still something a little bit at the highs, even though kind of this one basically was touched by that one. This one maybe have been touched by this one. So I'm not sure if actually there's still many things in there or not. All this is compressed. Basically, if you do break above that level, basically all of it has been compressed on the way down. As price is going down, it spiked and then continues to go down. So yeah, something above this high will be used and faked out eventually. Yeah, so let's see on the end. Again, I still like this level. That's why I have actually this alert in here. Price got really close there on the closing. But maybe there's more there's more room to the downside, which kind of would lead the yen index to go higher, which is something also I would like to see happening. Yeah. Faden, I think you like this level as well. Any other level on the end that you'll be looking for? Again, we are still reacting from those. We are still reacting from those lows. Again, bigger picture, maybe a little bit more room to the upside, but maybe before we actually resume that move upwards, maybe we can go a little bit lower first. Yeah, let's see. Let's just took slightly that level. Until maybe price can go maybe close something in there. Just one thing on the end, actually, we managed to take that high, as I mentioned, but we never really took that level. Where are we? There. So we never really managed to take all this level into here. So the structure itself, where price is, or where the previous high reacted from, we are still reacting from within the same level in here, right? We never really managed to break anything. This is still the one that then price starting to move to the downside after we took this low. So yeah, there's not exactly the break of the structure, but there is a slight break of that of this high in here. $96 to 4-minute fake out. Which one? 70. Yeah, that's the one we mentioned. 96. Okay. Somewhere it's still above this this level. Yeah, maybe. Maybe. Yeah, somewhere in there. Yeah, because aside from that, everything was compressed to me. Whoa, I actually like that level in there. Imagine this one. Imagine this extreme in here, actually. Is 87. 13287. Somewhere in there. Let's actually be more precise. Which is in alignment with the high that you just fake out. Yeah, that's nice. Is it a double top? Be precise in here. Yeah, slightly. I did it took it. Maybe. Compressed. There's maybe something in here still. Yeah, that's kind of where I'll be looking. If price does break above this level, I think there's more room to the upside. Yeah, targeting a little bit higher. I think that would be an option. Yeah, maybe something in here. We do have 1, 2 left shoulders. Price respected this supply level. This may look fine. This may still look nice. Yeah. Yeah. Let's see now. For now, I still like this level somewhere in here. To look for a potential short opportunity. It has been a while since I actually paid attention to the end, and I think I'm going to start doing again. When we were within this range, I haven't really paid attention too much. I was following the end quite regularly as price was going down, but since we were in this range, I didn't really like anything. I was not spending too much energy in there, but I most likely I'm going to start looking at the end again. Euro yen, we'll see Tuesday, right? Yeah, Tuesday is going to be. Even before that, there's been a few news coming out from the governor of Japan. Been interesting spikes occurring during those moments. Euro yen reacted and respected precisely that level in there quite nicely, and then it moved to the downside. There's maybe a little bit more room to go to. Let's see until where this euro yen it's going to. Yes, I mentioned already that because we had broken these highs, had these lows in here on the left side, then price just reacted from the extreme. I was no longer really expecting price to just stop from there, but actually to continue to go lower, and there's maybe the potential to go and get again closer to this range. So we are basically in this range in here on the euro yen. Eventually now, what you're going to be starting to look for is a potential fake out in here, or this triple top in there, right? Something to maybe try to find in there. And you do have this double low as well. So the euro yen within this range. So let's see as well what's next. A lot of spikes going on in there. Yeah, it's a little bit more of the same in the other ones. Pound yen, a little bit more of the same. I haven't really paid too much attention for the yen pairs. Just as I mentioned, this Aussie yen, I was actually looking for price to go a little bit there, but price just reacted from here. Kind of took this level, maybe a little bit more room to the downside as well. Not sure about that. CAD, right? What we have on the CAD. So again, we may still continue all this move to the downside. We finally reacted, as I mentioned last week or so. We took nicely those walls in here, that structure, price reversed, and apparently CAD is enjoying to create strong levels of resistance and kind of not moving away from there. Just similar to what we had in there in the December. We are now getting these ones in February. So a lot of accumulation of highs. It's not just kind of highs in a straight line, as you can imagine. Price actually slightly takes a high and then kind of drops here and there, just same way that price kind of slightly took this high and then dropped, and then kind of went there, took the left shoulder there, now created a new fake out, maybe even new opportunity for sales in there. Yeah, continuation to the downside. A lot of this looks compressed, so let's see how price is going to eventually maybe approach this level, close to these walls. We didn't manage to break this one. I was actually looking for price maybe to go a little bit there to look for a sell opportunity closer to that level. Price just stayed underneath this level. Let's see what next. on the CAD. Overall, bigger picture, maybe we are still in this bearish trend, right? We are kind of navigating like this, get to this high, overall, kind of retest a little bit, and now maybe we are going to create a new low. But so far, this level has been respecting it. We do have this above low. I'm looking for price to go maybe go a little bit lower. That could be an opportunity to maybe look for some kind of some reaction in there for a long. And let's see if you're not going to continue eventually reach to this level on the CAD. It's a lot of structure. It's another one that I haven't really paid too much attention. I'm not really a big fan of all these ranges. Yeah. Wait, then what are you looking for? I know that you also follow CAD. What are you looking for? More continuation to the downside, something there. Let's see how price behaves below this wall. I'd like to see price going all the way until below this wall. After that, maybe a little bit of a reversal. We did manage to take this high. Yeah, this will be kind of my destination. Yes, there's a little bit of a fresh zone in there. If you do break below this level, it's kind of a confirmation that we got into this compression. So expecting then price to go there. So yeah, first maybe wait and see for price to take this low, and then maybe that one, and then let's see what's next. So let's see what type of approach as well we are going to have. Is the CAD going to manage to break some highs on the way down? If yes, maybe there's a potential to further reversal. Price just continues to respect every single zone of structure. Maybe eventually we are going to just continue to move lower and to break the lows. So let's pay attention to the approach in there. 3428, 34. Is it? Three, 4, 2, 8, somewhere in here. You want to put something there? Why? Okay, got it. Not sure. Where are we? 3382. So I may like that one, even though I don't. 338. Are you still looking at this one now? 8289. Somewhere until the highs. Yeah, maybe something there. Yeah, not sure about that level. This one is here. Yeah, the extreme. Yeah, price reversed quite nicely. What was this? Yeah, price reversed actually quite nicely in there. That's another thing with this card, man. The reversals occurred overnight. Yeah, remember on Wednesday, was it Wednesday? That I was following CAD all afternoon. looking at this move upwards, I was waiting for price to break above this, to go above this high, and then to try to look for the, that's kind of what I was looking for, all day long. And then of course it went to reverse overnight in there, which was amazing. And then it just reversed again, kind of super early in the morning, like 4 AM. Yep, fantastic. Yeah, that's kind of one of the worst things about Forex. That price is open 24/7, and sometimes the reversals that you're looking for, they occur overnight. Yep. React from somewhere in there. Yeah, I think it's not going to get to that high. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see when it gets there again. I still like that even level, a little bit above that, above this double top, but price never really got there, so we'll see what's going to happen. Dollar Franc Swiss, what are these guys doing? This is another one that we slightly took the highs. I'm looking for price to continue to go higher, and now it's reacting from this level in here. Again, I could still see even the potential to go a little bit lower towards that level before continuing, but for now it can create this middle range in there. Actually from here now I actually like to see a new high being created, and eventually, yes, eventually it could go down a little bit, make it look like it starts to look bearish, and then maybe turning from somewhere close to these lows. Let's see, there's maybe a little bit of a zone in there. A lot of it has been spiked already. I took that level, so let's see what's next in here on the dollar franc Swiss. Yeah, overall I like the idea of a big turn to the upside. Price took these lows, all this level of structure that you're looking for after kind of filling out this compression in here. We finally took that level, we created a double low in there. Anytime we see kind of a strong double low being created or a double top being created in alignment with the previous low, it's a really nice indication when we finally get to the fake out, and the fake out kind of actually works as fake out and not just a break and a continuation. It actually works like this. Usually this can originate in good reversals. In here again, the type of range that you are looking for, we just took this high in there. Type of range it could be for price to maybe can go all the way, at least until there. Yes, targeting this high in here, there's a little bit of space to be created in there. That one already took that one. Yep, I could see eventually dollar franc Swiss finally to have some kind of good movement to the upside. Let's see if that happens or not. Let's see if that's going to be also a little bit in alignment with the dollar, right? Taking advantage of maybe a dollar move to the upside in here. Yep, bigger picture, but to be honest, maybe all this compression actually is still more room to go lower. Price is acting somewhere in there. Actually, still like even for price to take this low and react from something in here. But for now, this can be maybe a good zone for price to finally have some kind of move upwards after all this move to the downside. And you can see how strong this compression has been on the way down. Yeah, what I see in here on the dollar franc Swiss. Gold, so what we have on gold, again, continuation goes, compression, move to downside. Like this is expected. we feel this range that it was created in here with the beginning of this compression. Now finally we are reacting from a good level in there on the daily, but I'm expecting still price to go and continue to move down. Was another one that we have been looking and following and expecting the reversal in there. Another one in alignment with the reversal on the dollar. Eventually, if you do continue to go lower, everything was a little bit compressed on the way down. Nevertheless, there's maybe some still opportunities in here to look for some retracements. Eventually, yes, I would like to see price going a little bit or having a deeper retracement to the upside in there. So eventually we could fake out this high, maybe getting a little bit closer to these levels. So similar to what I mentioned on the euro and maybe on the dollar index, I would like to see maybe some kind of range being created before maybe the continuation to the downside on gold. But yeah, this can be a good level. Eventually going a little bit lower can be interesting as well. Yep, that level in there. We have all this compression, something in there, and price just can continue. You might look closer on this, you see. Which level now? 346, 346 if it goes all the way until there. Yeah, that would be again the retest. I like that. Above these levels. Yep. If we do respect one more time this size. Yep. And then of course middle range, something in here could be useful to look for some continuation to the downside. We kind of had this demand zone that should have respected price upwards, and it didn't. Maybe price haven't even touched that level. So maybe there's something in there to look for. Not there, a little bit higher. Because this one has been touched now. Maybe this one can still be. Yeah, maybe that one, and that one nothing happened. Yep, let's see. I prefer to look higher than just this middle range in there. To actually delete that. Gold, so where are we on gold? Yeah, this level in here has been already spiked by this one, so there's maybe something above it that you can use. Eventually you can take out these lows, maybe going a little bit there, and so on and so forth. That's why it's important as well. As price is going up and creating all these moves, it's important to see which kind of levels are still left behind or not. That price kind of goes, collects and goes up, or goes, leaves that level behind, and that can be used then in the future now when you are transitioning to the opposite side, like now going from initial bullish now in a bearish way. Which ones actually, as price is going up as well, where is that small break of a low and price never really reaches the next level? Those are usually the zones that you want to look for, because when price is going down, if you are a counter trend trader, that's maybe where you can try to find some opportunities, maybe some scalps in there. As a reversal, now it doesn't mean that price will just completely reverse from every single zone of those, but usually there's some good reactions on the intraday, and if you do have a good PI to give you that entry, maybe you can take advantage of it. And if you are a trend continuation kind of trader and if you're looking for sales on the way down, when price does arrives to those levels, maybe you can be cautious a little bit in terms of forcing more sales. We'll just maybe wait actually for price to react from there, wait for a little bit of a more retracement to the upside, and then you can maybe join again the move downwards. So it's important, even if you're not taking any trade as price is going up, for example, you can start tracking all those moves, and yeah, keep an eye, draw some small lines in there, try to identify which levels are left behind or not, because that can be useful in the future. And this is dynamic, right? As price is going down and as price is going up, and the same thing now, as price is going to the downside, try to find out where are maybe those fresh levels that price never really picked up, and that can be useful in the future, or use as manipulation for price to fake out and then continue to go in that direction. Oh, yeah, nice reaction from there so far. There's maybe more to go in here, but yeah, price reacted nicely from there with something. Let's see what code is going to do now. Are we going to respect this level and go higher? Maybe that's what's going to happen. Maybe there's not even a need for a new low in here. Just took that one. Uh, 1912. Yeah, under test of this, right? Yeah, price kind of reversed quite fast in there. The compression was visible. Where is price reacting from? Yeah, price fight, we took this high and then it reversed. On the 1 minute, it looks like we created a little bit of a range in here. So yeah, maybe on the even more time frames where you can find something in there. Let's see. I do like still even the zone above it, really close to the highs. Above this level, somewhere in there. In alignment with this, previous lows. It's a wishful thinking for now, until price eventually gets to this level again. Come on, man. Let's just follow that. Yeah. So let's see. Maybe price can respect its low for now, can go higher a little bit, and maybe we're going to have all these ranges happening in the next few days. But yes, we do have CPI. So let's see where price is going to be on Tuesday for the CPI. For the CPI data. Yep, that's gold. Yeah, look at oil as well. Oil that managed to fake out this low. Yes. Yeah, fake out this low that never really reacted from the demand zone. Still kind of just reacted from the base of that high. So it could even go a little bit deeper in there, and now it's coming all the way back to the $80 mark. So we are within this range. We are within this range in here. So let's see what's next on oil. Yeah, maybe retesting something in there close to the highs, even though it's already way too many highs together. But let's see if we are going to still be within this range or not. and what's going to happen on right? It's been kind of 1 week to the downside, another week to the upside, another week to the downside, and another week to the upside. So let's see for how long we are going to be within this level, and which direction actually we are going to break through. Eventually maybe you can extend this. If you do break to the upside, maybe you can extend the kind of the rectangle that at this point is based on by this high. Maybe you can even look a little bit higher, and I do like this level. If you do break out this size, maybe there's something in here to look for an opportunity. Yeah, and just to finalize, let's look at our BTCs and Ethereum. So yeah, Bitcoin managed to break finally out this level of structure, and now it's reacting from the next one in alignment with this previous level of resistance in there, that high. Now price can even go a little bit lower. There's maybe something in there that could be used. Nice compression in here. Maybe we can see some kind of move upwards. I think I'll prefer to see some kind of manipulation in here instead of just starting by touching that level and go higher. This level was left behind. I would have liked to see BTC going and reacting from that level, but it was left behind. The price never really got there. So it is what it is. Price is indeed reacting from a good level on the left side. From that level in here, zone of quasi-model, to be honest. I would have liked to still see BTC going a little bit higher in there before the turn, but apparently it didn't do that. And now, yes, I still like that level. In terms of zones to look for longs, of course, we do have this level of structure. So let's see what's going to happen. Next, price can even just retrace, go here and continue to go down. Yep, or it's going to find some support around this level and go higher, right? Another key level that has been looked as support resistance, of course, is $20 mark. So we're going to see how price eventually going to behave from there. But nice move down on BTC. It was a little bit kind of expected after such a compression in here. We start seeing the rejections anytime price was going higher, and eventually price will just go down. Ethereum, unfortunately, it hasn't really done what I would have liked. Yes, it's reacting from a good level, really nice left shoulder in here. So that level, it took the orders at this point. I mentioned that I would like to see price going eventually to that level. It's a daily level that this highs never really got there. So that's where I would like to see Ethereum going to. But it's good that it finally went below this level, make it look like it's being bearish, maybe go higher then a little bit afterwards, and then maybe you can, and that is respecting that high, and you can do that, right? I already made that prediction last week. Actually, something that I would have liked to see happening. It can still happen, but price may just go down before that. I mentioned also that maybe this level could be interesting to look for a move upwards. Since it didn't work as a move to the upside, maybe can be used now as a continuation to the downside. Not sure if this already kind of was a little bit spiked in there or not, but maybe something in here can be used to look for maybe some kind of continuation just above these highs in here. Next level, yeah, to have kind of this level in here, and maybe all the way down until this 1350 or something in here as well. There are a few demand zones that price kind of left behind on the way up. Yeah, we do have this previous level in there as well. In terms of the zones at the highs, we are still looking for any trades. Again, really nicely reacted from that left shoulder. Maybe something in there. Extreme in here as well. Yeah, opposite to the BTC that I still like that level at the highs in here. Maybe not the biggest fan. I already have this double top created. Not the biggest fan of that. Yep. So let's see what's going to happen in here. Yeah, my favorite to do is still 1800 and something. All right, gold. No, cool. Yeah, guys, basically that's it. Don't really have anything else to look at. Yeah, just 1 second. Yeah, the DAX, right? Yeah, the DAX, just where we started. I'm curious to see where price is reacting. Yeah, on the DAX, I mentioned there's maybe a good opportunity to look for. Oh, it's reacting from this month. Yep, interesting enough, just below these walls, right? So we took the walls, kind of as an goof to the downside, but at the same token, now we are reacting maybe from this demand zone that was still fresh. Yeah, compressed, there's maybe something in there. So this level in here kind of still fresh, but let's take a look at where actually the highs reacted from. We started a little bit to talk about that, but we never really investigated. So this is where the highs are reacting from. So we had all these levels of structure in here with this kind of supply that was created in there, which kind of price maybe has got really close and reacted from after taking this high. So in the moment that could have been a great way to look for a short opportunity after the fake out of this. Yeah, back in the 10th of February 1 year ago, basically exactly 1 year ago, 10th of Feb. And it's interesting as well, sometimes you do that, we see that happening, kind of price retesting all the way back to the same level where it was 1 year ago. Like 10 of Feb, 11 of Feb, kind of price was somewhere in here. And 1 year afterwards, price is coming back to the same level. It's not the first time that kind of I see that. So yeah, price is reacting from somewhere in here, which is kind of the beginning of this compression to downside as price was moving away after creating this high. This high that looks a bit different from the trading view, to be honest. Yeah, I do look for, and the zone that I was looking for or mentioning was for price to go above that high somewhere in here. Now this is on the 30 minutes. I think we're looking at the levels before on the 4-hour time frame. On the daily. Yeah, for some reason it looks better on the trading view. Yeah, this looks better on trading view. But yeah, I would like to see, as I mentioned, I would like to see this high, which is even visible on the weekly time frame. I'll definitely like to see this high being taken, and after that maybe you can have some kind of reversal. There's still this money in here, price can respect it, or maybe just touch the base of it and then can go higher. Yeah, it's even a monthly high as well. So yeah, after we finally broke these lows, price retraced, didn't really got to the extreme of the other side. Kind of what we are looking for. Yeah, for price to get closer to that level, and yeah, after that it can turn eventually. And just look at the other extreme. Go all the way. This one most likely has been already very touched, so can even maybe go all the way until there. Yep, that's for the DAX. If you do get closer to this level, this already double top. It's the highs in there. I'm expecting even a fake out. what I'm looking for. I see taken. Yeah. Max. All right, guys. Thank you so much again for taking the time to watch the stream. If you are new, if you haven't subscribed, please do so. Yeah, next Tuesdays, most likely I'm not going to be streaming. It's going to be Valentine's, and then it's going to be another special date. So I'm not going to be the next Tuesdays. I'm not going to be going live next couple of Tuesdays, but I'm going to be here on Saturday. So I'll see you next Saturday for the next weekly market analysis. Try to find out key levels to look for. So thank you. Bye then. Enjoy your weekend. Everyone else as well. Enjoy your weekend. Thank you for being here. See you next time. Obrigado.